Barbara, thank you very much. I just want to say it's terrific to see so many familiar faces, and even more familiar faces coming through the door, and friends. I celebrated my first year working here in Slovenia yesterday, and I can tell you I'm having the best time. And so it's a great pleasure for me to join Barbara in opening this exhibition of Lottie Davies' Memories and Nightmares here at Galerija Fotografija. And I just want to say a huge thanks to Barbara and her team for everything they're trying to do here, and I think they deserve a huge round of applause. I'm proud that we at the British Council and introduced Sandra Klebs, who runs our arts programme here, is able to work in partnership with the gallery, and it's important to me that we're bringing and we are engaged with high quality and innovative work coming from the UK. And in a few moments we'll hear from the star of the show, Lottie Davies. And Lottie, I'm really pleased that you could be with us in Ljubljana, and welcome on behalf of all of us at the Council. So, over dinner last night, Lottie described her route into photography from philosophy at St Andrews University, which is where Prince William, well, let's call it Lottie's University, not Prince William.
I was there before him. He was after me.
And she tells his story much better than I will, but what I will tell you, that the tale of her philosophy to photography involves a 3-hour Sartre play about guns and some black and white paper. So Lottie's worked with charities and commercial clients all over the world, but it's her fine art that we're celebrating tonight. And as many of you know, she's received the 2011 International Arte Laguna Prize in Italy and the Renaissance Photography. And as you know from the invitation and the press release, no lesser expert than Sandy Nen, director of the National Portrait Gallery in London, has described Lottie's work as brilliantly imaginative. Memories and Nightmares evoke feelings of anxiety, those of my childhood and those of my adulthood. It captures first memories and provides an evocative interpretation of what we think we thought. I think there's some real beauty here. I think there are some very dark places that this work goes to as well. But I think overall, and it is by any measure, very good. Oh yeah, so what Sandra just said was that in Lottie's exhibition is her first memory, which is this piece over here. And she will talk you through that in a minute. If you're wondering what my first memory is, it's pouring a bottle of shampoo over my 18-month-old sister when I was 3 years old. But I think she's forgiven and we've got over it. So I just want to say thank you over to Lottie, thank you to Sandra, thank you to Barbara, and hvala lipa.
Thank you very much. And I want to thank Barbara and James just for having me here and opening me to be in Ljubljana, which is very exciting for me because this is my first show with this work. And it's really great to see it on the wall and having you here to look at it. So thank you for coming. So I thought what I would do is just walk around the exhibition and tell you a little bit about each of the images. Each one, there's a series of 12 images in total, and this was the first one which kind of began everything. Shall I tell you where to stop?
Yes. I would have.
So as James pointed out, my kind of beginning of photography was at university when I used to be involved in quite a lot of student theatre. I directed, and I did in fact direct a 3-hour Sartre play about existentialism and guns. And my journey from that to here has involved documentary work and telling other people's stories. So this was kind of a following on from using other people's stories. My documentary work tends to be going to other places and interviewing and photographing individuals whose lives are very different from mine. And I wanted to do something different and use my own experiences to make some new work. So this is my earliest childhood memory, because I was about 2.5, and it was the day that my brother was born. I was struck by the fact that when you remember your earliest childhood memory, most people describe it as a static moment, and they also describe it in the present tense. So if you were to think now of your earliest childhood memory, the earliest thing you can remember, it's likely to be what psychologists call a flashbulb memory. So it's as if it's a photograph inside your head. So I kind of looked at this memory inside my head, and as I can still remember it now, I'm running along the corridor, and the rocking horse there, I so wanted one. I was 2.5. That was the toy that I wanted to have. But I hadn't seen my mum for maybe 2 days because she just had my brother. So I remember thinking, I'll go play later. And I ran off down the corridor. And that's all I can remember. It was just this one little moment. I don't remember arriving. I don't remember getting there. That's just that one little thing. And my mother, she said she can remember me. Apparently she could hear me shouting, I'm going to come see my mummy, stomping down the corridor, you know. So for me, sorry, I should stop there.
It's okay.
Sorry. So this kind of started off, and because I found this kind of rather interesting, and I thought I wanted to recreate images based on internal pictures that we all have inside our heads.
Yeah.
And then I emailed and called up a lot of my friends and said, can you send me your earliest childhood memories? So I then got a collection of these kind of, some of them very, very banal, and some of them really quite intriguing kind of images that gave me pictures inside my head. And then I went on to attempt to recreate them. So we'll move on to that one. That's kind of yes, I'm very pleased. I love it. I feel like the exact stories I was given verbatim as they were given to me are these pictures. And that made me kind of think about a lot of my friends at the same time were having their first child, or that was their first child, and I was kind of getting a greater understanding about